You can lead a child to knowledge, but you can't make them think, because they have free will. And that's what makes teaching so difficult. Every one of those children out there is an individual. Every one of those children out there is deciding for themselves whether they're going to listen, whether they're going to pay attention, whether they're going to do the assignment, or they're not going to do the assignment. The effectiveness of a teacher is judged by their knowledge of effective strategies and how well they implement them in the classroom, and then how well those students grow. But we always have to remember that there's that free will of each individual student. Teaching is worthy of greater respect from our society than what we currently give it. And it's worthy of compensation relative to the importance of education. This bill, well, it isn't my bill, and I probably would have done things differently. This bill is about starting over. It's about stepping back, about building a new foundation for education, building a new paradigm for effective instruction. You know, we've been tweaking our efforts in education for a long time with a modicum level of success. The best thing that I can say about this bill is that at least we're getting everybody to the table. Everybody really is paying attention. We're no longer nipping around at the edges. But just like any other effort toward a goal, the leader has to be able to get the right people on the bus and give an opportunity for those who aren't the right people on the bus to find success elsewhere. And if we're talking about school principals, if they're charged with leading the success of their building, they certainly need the opportunity to put together a staff that will meet those challenges. If we truly hold our children and their education sacred, no one should be above dismissal. And no one should be afraid of dismissal. We're not in the business here in government of providing jobs to teachers. We're in the business of providing an education to our children, first of all, so they can be active citizens in our government, and secondly, so that they know how to live in this modern-day world and make a living. I'm not crazy about this bill and the way it's worded, but at some point, we need to start. And maybe this bill won't be the final product. Maybe my esteemed friends sitting there watching will find some other modifications. But the good thing about it is we're doing more than just talking. We're really being forced to ask those hard questions. Yes, we could delay, and there's a part of me that would really like to do that. But I also fear that that delay moves us back to the status quo, and we won't really get to the point where we need to move. Now this, in my view, anything that I've said, and as I look at this, is not an indictment of teachers. And when we get into the other bills, I want to talk about that more. But it says that as a whole, as government, as educators, as society, we have to develop some more effective strategies. We have to give folks a greater opportunity to find that success. And let us not forget that parents now have an opportunity to weigh in on the performance of their teachers. But the two most important teachers I ever had, and whose greatest responsibility it was for me, were my mother and my father. And that has to occur as well if we're going to create this success. Thank you, Mr. President.